The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more Vampire Stream. I don't know why there's a glitch with the phone. Trying to figure out the. Hold on. The Vampire Stream. We about to get started in a second on the Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. It's midday here in London. Ego's actually asleep. That's his beard talking. That's a good one for the Vampire Stream. All right, let's jump into it. Tyson Fury, he's lost the plot, in my opinion. Tyson Fury is consistently running around doing interviews, and he's praising himself for being the Lineal champion. I don't know where my phone's at. Oh, hold on. Okay, let's jump into it. So, Tyson Fury, man, I guess I can't leave boxing alone. The game needs me. I guess I got to be the person, the voice of reason for boxing to really stand up. Because at the end of the day, the stuff I say, I know a lot of you motherfuckers feel it, and I know a lot of you see it. So I guess I'm the Bernie Mac of this shit. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I guess I got to be the Bernie Mac of this shit and just tell y'all what I see. You know, we not out here disrespecting people like that. It's nothing like that, but I know you see it. I know you see it. I know, So let's talk about it, the Punisher style. I'm boxing Frank Castle. So Tyson Fury, to me, this is just my opinion, obviously. This Lineal champion business has to stop. I mean, he could keep doing it, but nobody believes it. You beat Klitschko 3.5 years ago. People gave you props. It wasn't like a scintillating fight. In fact, Joshua's fight with Klitschko was way better. I'm talking about from an entertainment value, scintillating. Your fight with Wilder was way better. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, people gave Tyson Fury his props. Congrats, kudos. Nobody could beat Klitschko for 9 years, almost a decade, and you were the man to do it. So you got props. Tyson Fury then went on to binge drink and party, do drugs, get banned, get suspended, gain a lot of weight, right? Because he felt sorry for himself. And he said there was a witch hunt out for him. Right? Tyson Fury then came back and did something that Joshua was not willing to do, which was fight Wilder last year, where we wanted to see him. The world wanted Joshua versus Wilder in 2018, and we're sick of waiting. Joshua fought Povetkin. Tyson Fury actually stood up for the game, stood up for the UK, and said, I'm not going out like that. And overnight, Tyson Fury became almost like a martyr, stood up for something he believed in, and he gained a lot of fans with that move, including myself. I was like, wow, you don't even have to take this from what you've been through. And, your lengthy layoff fighting Francisco Pianeta and Safiri, fighting guys like that. Make sure y'all smash the like button. This was Joshua's duty to fight Wilder because he's the active guy. He's the cock diesel buff guy. You know what I'm saying? So Tyson Fury, he stepped in and was willing to take the bullet. You know what I'm saying? Because Joshua didn't have a vest and Joshua wasn't, going to stand up to the gunman, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. So Tyson Fury gained a lot of fanfare because people, they were like, damn, we see what you're doing, and you're repping the UK the right way. You're willing to fight Wilder, crazy power. And then not only did you do that, you got back in shape. Some people still doubted you. You gave Wilder a tough fight. Some people even say he won. Some people say Wilder won and it should have been a knockout. Some people said it was a draw like myself. But nonetheless, everybody gave you credit. Now, I got to tell you the past to catch up and do the chronological order. So people at the end of Wilder Fury, needless to say, it was a pretty good commercial success. It was a good fight, good build up, and it was what boxing needed. So everyone's in high spirits, even though we were left on a cliffhanger with no closure because there wasn't a determined, rightful winner. It was just opinions. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I don't care what he says. I don't care what she says. On paper, we did not get a conclusive, decisive winner. It was deemed a draw, right? That's if I go to BoxRec, that's what it's going to say. I don't give a fuck who you think won or 10 rounds or 2 or Wilder should have, that should have been counted as a knockout and Jack Reese or whatever. As it sits, it was a good fight. There was no closure. So the willingness of Tyson Fury, he gained a lot of fanfare. So he really did a Freaky Friday. He said he felt there was a witchcraft after he beat Klitschko, but just for him stepping up to the plate under the terms and, battling for mental health and saying he's going to donate his purse to charity and standing for mental health, and that's what he got up in the 12th round. People were fucking with Tyson Fury. They were fucking with him. Here's where things began to sour. Oh yeah, shout out to my Warriors. Ugh. That man Clay, 33 in the second half. Ugh. I know y'all mad. Sent them rockets flying. Shout out to the Bay Area. I told you, if nobody got you, the Bay Area got y'all. In the world and in boxing, we some cool people. Anyway, box the ego. We gonna keep it a buck here. So, people were fucking with Tyson Fury. Some people who never really recognized him said he was a boring fighter and stuff. Seeing how he fought with Wilder and, he made it a fight and under the circumstance, they was dealing with it. They liked it. They was fucking with it. The whole movement, Joe Rogan, all that. Here's where it began to sour. The whole world thought the rematch was going to happen on the East Coast at the Barclays Center. Everyone was hyped. Everyone's like, yes, settle the score. Then, we didn't hear no immediate announcement. One day I was doing a live stream actually, and I got an email from Top Rank, and it was like, Top Rank has just done a deal with ESPN and Tyson Fury. I'm like, what the hell? What is this? And it was like, Frank Warren has joined forces with Top Rank to bring Tyson Fury to ESPN. And I'm like, oh God. And you guys can go back. It's all my live reaction. First time hearing the news was all captured. My life is like the Truman Show. So you see my initial reaction, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Because in my mind, I already can imagine that would create some type of episode or some type of gap that would prevent Wilder Fury. And once again, I've been like, we're not even trying to toot our own horn, but I've been very accurate this year. I might be psychic, I don't know. But we've been very accurate with a lot of stuff we've said this year. So just like I predicted, You know, the WBC who ordered Wilder Fury 2. Wilder was with it. He did a conference call 2 days after the fight. I did a live stream on that. I was there. A lot of y'all, my day ones and A1s, were there with the conference call. Wilder said, I don't know why people would doubt me. I want to fight this man again, and I'll prove and I'll show you. I swear. I'm going to baptize him. Now we're not going to have to worry about Jack Reese because he ain't getting up from what I'm about to hit him with, right? He said, I got a little ahead of myself, you know, with the pay-per-view, and I was rushing my shots, and he was punching slow, and I could see it, but I couldn't, you know, send the message to my brain quick enough to react, you know, to send the shot I needed. But I'm so frustrated. I promise you, Jack Reese can't help him this time. So Wilder wanted all the smoke. Unfortunately, Tyson Fury ducked the rematch, confirmed, and switched sides on him. Switch sides, guess his new friends, one of them dead. Promise payback for the shit that he said. I'll be a legend breathing the dead. He switched sides on him. Went to ESPN, right? So that was the end of Wilder Fury for right now. Then Bob Arum, you know, made it worse, talking about we want 2 tune-ups and we might fight him next year. So people was just done with it, you know, whatever. Then they announced who Tyson Fury was fighting, and it just went downhill from there. He fighting Tom Schwartzenegger. Yeah, get to the chopper. What are you doing down there, Dylan? You son of a Copenhagen. You know, Tom Schwarzenegger, like who? You know, he's fighting some dude from Germany, Inglorious Bastards and shit. I need 1,000 Nazi scouts, and I want my scouts. You know, he fighting Inglorious Bastards, right? So it went downhill from that point. I promise you. Then Wilder did his business. You know, he's fighting next week against Mandatory since he couldn't get the baptism of Fury in a rematch. AJ was supposed to fight Gerald Miller. Gerald Miller got, Pennzoil or whatever the fuck in his system. So that fight ain't happening because he had that castor oil. Like, castor oil, castor Troy, you change your face to the bullets chaser. That man had that Pennzoil, that castor oil, castor Troy, you. So now Joshua, his opponent got all messed up. So, fast forward to the future with Tyson Fury's. To this day, this lineal business gotta stop. So I know you guys know what I'm talking about. So Michelle Joy Phelps, Behind the Gloves, did an interview with Tyson Fury. I couldn't watch the whole thing. I had to skim through it. I'm just telling you straight up. I couldn't watch the whole thing. And it's like, for just me, I got shit to do, bro. I went to the movies today. Anyway, it's weird. It's a weird interview because he's like in bed, like he's talking to a shrink and shit. So I thought that was weird that he's just in bed, and then he keeps like sucking spit, like, going like, so I don't know. I just notice little nuances like that. But anyway, he in bed like he's talking to a therapist or some shit. I don't even know, why. It's kind of a lazy interview. Like, I don't want to see no 6'9" dude in a bed. But, maybe he trained. I don't know. I don't know you beat. I don't know you lost. I don't know what was up. But he was in bed laying down like motherfucker, like Joshua didn't want to see the Wilder Fury fight. I guess UK fighters, they want to take that nap or something. So he laying in the bed and he's being asked certain questions. And just what he's saying is just like, it's weird. It's just a weird interview. Like he's talking about, he said Eddie Hearn had like, I guess my thing is this with Tyson Fury. I respect his fight game, but this lineal champion business is like you've already used that. Like you using it too much. You acting like you like the son of Odin, like you on some Thor shit, bro. Like you're like, real talk, since we're really being real, you're fighting the weakest out of all the heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? You're fighting the weakest comp. So I'm not, the shit. Nah, it's not registering. You're fighting Tom Schwartzenegger. Yeah, Dylan, you son of a bitch. You fighting him. Dillian White's fighting the tougher guy. Oscar Valdez, I mean, whatever his name is, Oscar Rivas, who just knocked out B.Y. Jennings. He fighting him with an amateur pedigree. Joshua just went from Gerald Miller, which he couldn't control that happening, to Andy Ruiz, right? Wilder's fighting his mandatory, who's an Olympian as well, and it's his mandatory. And you fighting Tom Schwartz. So this lineal stuff is getting insane and shit. Because, bro, that I don't know what ESPN or Top Rank told you, but this lineal business it's like it must cease. It has to stop. Because I told you guys this before. Okay, hold on. Before I continue, is Tyson Fury out of the top guys? Is Tyson Fury fighting the weakest competition out of all? Right? Out of Andy Ruiz, Dominic Breazeale, and Oscar Rivas. Out of all the big guys, who's fighting the most unheralded, unknown motherfucker, Tom Schwarzenegger? Please tell me that Breazeale is less known and has fought less competition than Tom Schwarzenegger. Tom Schwartz or Schwartz. This shit sound like a watch and shit. Fucking, why buy Hublot when you could get Tom Schwartz? The new watch by Tommy Boy. Come on, bro. So that's why I can't take that lineal, the what he's saying with the lineal. I can't take it serious because there's no jurisdiction on that. You know what I'm saying? There's no jurisdiction. Like, Wilder's fighting his mandatory. He has to fight him. Andy Ruiz is a good fighter, and he's fought for a title before in New Zealand and arguably beat Joseph Parker, and he would have never been champion if they would have gave it to Andy Ruiz, but he was fighting in someone's backyard. He lost via split decision, So you can't be mad at Joshua. You can't be mad at Wilder. And Dillian White, he not even a champion, and he fighting just an overall tough opponent, with some power and amateur pedigree. Tyson Fury is literally fighting the worst guy, the guy who's done the least. Oscar Rivas just knocked out B.Y. Jennings. Dominic Breazeale has sparred with all the big names like the Andy Ruizes, fought Joshua in a title fight. After Joshua first became a champion, even though he lost, he still stepped foot in there. He fought Amir Mansour, and that is Lil Uzi Vert or is Ganui. That guy hurt him. He weathered the storm and then came back and stopped him. He just stopped Carlos Negron. I was at that fight. He's an Olympian. So there's nothing you can say about any of these other fights more than Tom Schwartz. And in this interview where Tyson Fury's in bed, fucking between the sheets, he's just laying down and shit. This lazy ass interview. He's talking about this guy happens to be ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies. So there's this big hoopla in the middle of the interview, at least the parts that I skimmed through and seen, where he's trying to prove Tom Schwartz's worth because he happens to be ranked in two sanctioning bodies. Bro, this ain't Top Rank. This ain't, Bob Arum. This ain't old media. That stuff doesn't work with us. I've already told you. I've already showed you. I don't just tell you, I show you. That stuff, you can, all you have to do is have a cell phone or a device that can connect you to Wi-Fi. You could have 2 devices or so, a computer and a cell phone, whatever, tablet, cell phone, iPad, and go look up the WBO, WBC most current rankings. Find a name, whether you recognize them or not. Just look at the top 10 and then see, okay, Bell Biv DeVoe. And then look at the WBC. And then you see the same name. Oh, Bell Biv DeVoe. And then phone up this dude's management and say, yo, hey, Bell Biv DeVoe, that girl is poison. Poison. And stage a fight. That's all you have to do. I'm not stupid. I know how these matchmakers work, bro. And then that's how it becomes justifiable. Like, hey, this guy's ranked. He's ranked with everybody. Yeah, that's cool. But we don't even know how these fucking rankings, like, you're not going to do that, man. Right? You're not gonna do that. Like we don't know how. Like we don't even know how some of these guys get ranked. You know what I'm saying? Like how the IBF. Sean Porter was the IBF champion. He was the champion. Lost to Kell Brook in the competitive fight. He ain't been on the IBF rankings at welterweight since. But they got motherfuckers like Konstantin Ponomarev and Billy Badass on the list. How's Konstantin Ponomarev rated, but your former IBF champion, Sean Porter isn't and hasn't been? It doesn't make sense. So again, I don't give a fuck about rankings, in every situation, because I don't even know how those are manipulated. I don't even know some of the guys that are on there, and I don't see how, like, damn, okay, we're looking at welterweight. How's Danny Garcia not ranked? But then this guy, fucking Pitbull, the singer, Mr. 305, he's on the ranking some kind of way. Like, come on, bro. Okay, look, gasolina. How the fuck is Pitbull on there, but Danny Garcia ain't on there? But Mr. 305 is he on the ranking. So come on, bro. If you knew better, you would do better, bro. You look up Tom Schwartz and get his LinkedIn page before you see him on Boxer. Hey, y'all vicious. Y'all vicious. He said LinkedIn. For example, I just pulled it up on one of my live streams. I showed you. I took a random shot at the dart. I took a popping division that people know the players in, the welterweight division. I did this after Tyson Fury was fighting Tom Schwartz and showed you how easy it was to do that on a live stream. So the dude from Spain, I looked at welterweight because, like I said, it's a popping division, so people know the major names there, right? There's a guy from Spain that just lost to David Avanesian, who Lamont Peterson beat, right? And Lamont Peterson just lost to a 140-pounder and then retired, and he lost at 147. But anyway, David Avanesian knocked out a guy from Spain. His name was Kerman Lejaraga. Right? This guy just lost. But just before that, and he got upset, I guess you could call it. He wasn't supposed to lose. But just before that, he was ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies. I didn't even check all 4, but I found him on 2, and he was highly ranked. He was highly ranked with the IBF and like the WBO or something, right? And he just fucking lost. So anybody with 2 brain cells will know the top guys at welterweight. Kerman Lejaraga is not the guy to beat. He's not the guy who's reigning supreme or ringing bells. In fact, if Errol Spence said my next fight is Kerman Lejaraga, right? People would be like, that's caca. They'd be like, what the fuck? Ain't nobody trying to see that. I thought you just fought Ocampo. How you have another mandatory? So that's proof of what I'm saying. There's guys that get ranked in, I just want to say Kermit the Frog. There's guys that get ranked and they'll be ranked in multiple sanctioning bodies, but nobody knows who the fuck they are. Nobody knows who they are, and nobody would favor Kerman Lejaraga to beat Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, right? If he beat him, then he beat him, but he certainly wouldn't be the favorite stepping in because no one has no type of profile on him. We not dwelling. He just fought Wilder and beat him, block him. I don't have any tolerance for people in the old media that are going to lie. Block him. His name is Amani. I don't even know. Amani El Dart. He said Tyson Fury just beat Wilder. Bro, we're not going off of what you want to happen or what you feel personally happen. Because listen, these dudes are so like ridiculous that when I say I thought Danny Jacobs beat Gennady Golovkin, these motherfuckers would be like, no, he didn't, you mother, Ungawa. You know, they be getting all mad and shit. Because I personally was at that fight, and I thought Danny Jacobs edged it. And I'm being reasonable. I'm not saying it was a landslide or nothing, right? But they don't want to say that Triple G lost to Danny Jacobs. So they'll be like, no, you're tripping, you're bugging. But then now, because they thought Tyson Fury, particularly in a close fight where he was knocked down, and it was supposed to be a masterclass boxing performance, but because that suits their narrative, then they're going to say, oh, yeah, he beat him and state it as fact. No. It does not work like that. You know, I don't state, I say, in my opinion, Jacobs beat Golovkin. I don't state it like, oh, Jacobs, he definitely beat it. Like, it was a close fight, and it, you know, it is what it is. But these motherfuckers will be like, oh, Kovalev beat Ward, you know, and they'll act like it's on his resume that he beat him, and it was a close fight. You know, that don't work here, bro. So if you lying, then you got to go. Just told you the shit. Despite what you feel it was ruled a draw, and I think that's a rightful decision. I told you that from being there live, and I explained why. Anywho, let's get back on track. I told you I'm getting to the money on this. You don't see me. I ain't playing or nothing. So anyway, this Lineal business got to stop, bro, because he's like, there's who's your mandatory when you the Lineal champion. You could fight the motherfucker that empty out the Coinstar machine and take all the change out. You don't have no actual man. Like, Wilder's fighting his actual mandatory tomorrow or tonight, technically. Swift Jarrett Hurd is a unified champion. He's fighting his mandatory. Julian J. Rock is his mandatory. If you the Lineal champion, Casper the Friendly Ghost could be your fucking mandatory. So you running around like, oh, I'm Lineal, and there's only one. Yeah, there's only one fucking guy that don't have to fight no mandatory. That's what there's only one of. You know, there's only one champion. You know, Tyson Fury keep running around. There's only one Tyson. No, motherfucker. There's only one champion, motherfucker. There's only one champion that don't have no mandatories or no rules to abide by. That's what there's only one of. Man, y'all got me fucked up, bro. Am I lying? Motherfuckers like, there's only one Tyson Fury. Like, there's only one fucking champion. They don't got no mandatory. Fuck you mean. That's what there's only one of. There's only one champion that don't got no rules to abide by. Joshua got rules. Wilder got rules. Swift, Jerry Hurd got rules. So you talk about, there's only one Tyson Fury. Yeah, there's only one Lineal champion that got no fucking rules. What you talk about, bro? Y'all got me fucked up. These dudes, bro. I am boxing's reckoning. This shit don't make no sense. You run around on this Lineal shit. You doing too much, bro. There's only one Tyson Fury. Like, there's only one champion that don't have no mandatories or nothing to satisfy. That's what there's only one of, bro. There's only one heavyweight doing interviews in a bedroom. That's what there's only one of. There's only one motherfucker doing interview. I ain't never seen no Joshua interview and it's mad and he's sitting in there like Playgirl and shit. Hustler magazine. There's only one of that too. What you talking about, bro? There's only one. There's only one motherfucker doing bed interviews, bro, on a futon or whatever the fuck, Cal King, whatever you was on, bro. Yeah, y'all. So there's only one of that too. There's only one heavyweight whose ass is in bed, you know, giggling and shit on and talk about this Lineal shit, bro. And then, man, just watch the interview, bro. He talking about all this. It's crazy because this allergy medicine I took, it said last 24 hours. And this shit really lasted because my allergies were feeling cool. That shit literally lasted 24 hours. And then just now my shit feel bad. I'm like, damn, they didn't false advertise for shit. They said allergy relief that lasts 24 hours. This shit literally lasted 24 hours because I'm on my 24th hour and 2 minutes and this shit, my allergies feel back. But anyway, my bad about the allergies. So anyway, he's in this interview and he's trying to big up Tom Schwartz. Come on, bro. You know nobody knows that. You didn't even probably know who he was. See, just keep it a buck, bro. Tyson Fury didn't even know no damn. Bro, yeah. I know fighters. Like know them, have phone numbers and know them personally. You know who your contemporaries are. You know, Ryan Garcia went to Gervonta Tank Davis's fight. Him and Devin Haney were punching the punch machine, right? You know who's in or around your division that's potential competition. Tyson Fury didn't know who no Tom Schwartzenegger was. They found the matchmakers at Top Rank, fuck around and found somebody that happened to be ranked and put you in there with him. And then now, because, you went and researched it and seen this guy's ranked. And then now all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, he's ranked. Come on. But no, Andy Ruiz, his point in this thing was, he was like, Andy Ruiz is ranked number 15. Nobody cares about that because at the end of the day, people know Andy Ruiz more than they know this other dude. So we don't know. We don't know why the rankings are what they are. But what is this Tom Schwartz? Name one legendary thing or fight he had. Or challenge for a world title. He might have challenged for one of them, like, the Hamburg, Germany awards or something. You know what I'm saying? He might have challenged for like a Soul Train award or some shit, but he ain't challenged for no world title. Andy Ruiz has fought for a world title, the IBF belt. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting beyond laughable. So me personally, I don't even want to hear Tyson Fury talk about how he feels ostracized and, people hate gypsies and, everyone's on this witch hunt. To me, you did this. You could have been fighting Oscar Rivas. He's on ESPN, and then the black guy, Dillian White, got to fight him. Dillian White keep taking these dangerous fights. Good luck to him because he keep taking these dangerous fights trying to get a title shot. Eddie Hearn got to get him a title shot because he might fuck around and lose to one of these guys. Keep taking these dangerous fights. No disrespect, but I'm not talking about J-Rock and Heard. Shout out to you for the super chat, but I can't keep switching gears like that, bro. Like, we have certain streams and you'll know it because you'll feel that, but I have to talk about that later. I don't know who wins the fight anyway, but yeah, I'm focused on this heavyweight picture. But see, you guys have to understand I'm not even trying to sound like a dick or anything, but you guys have to understand as a host of like a show, it's like there's a lot of stuff you have to attend to and a lot of ground you have to cover. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's hard when you guys pull away. Oh, what do you think about Canelo Spence? Like it just, you get pulled in different directions. This particular stream, and you have to understand, for me, it's like 5 a.m. right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get this information out, say my thoughts while it's fresh in my mind. So if you guys could try to stick to the subject on streams like this. But yeah, for sure, watch the Jared Hurd and J-Rock fight. It should be a good one. But anyway, the Tyson Fury thing, like this Lineal thing, the Lineal business is going too far. I have zero interest in watching Fury versus Schwartz. They could both fight at the bottom of the Atlantic. Hey, you bug it, bro. You bug it with the bottom of the Atlantic. And he keeps talking about, like, it just, the stuff he was saying I couldn't relate to. You know what I'm saying? He was saying that, Andy Ruiz is top 15. So he's trying to dangle the carrot over the casual fans' head that his guy presumably is better than Joshua's guy because he has a higher ranking. And we all know that's not the case. Because put Andy Ruiz in there with Tom Schwartz, and he liable to get bodied by Andy Ruiz. So you get what I'm saying? It don't work like that. Put Andy Ruiz and tell him the grand prize is a king-size Snicker, and Andy Ruiz might take flight on that man, Tom Schwartz. Because I seen him on YouTube, and it was nothing that, it didn't look nothing crazy. It didn't look nothing too impressive. So you can't even do that, man. You can't even do that to Andy Ruiz, and because he has a lower ranking and shit, try to make it look like he's the worst fighter. Tyson Fury is literally fighting the worst out of the big four people. I don't know who Luis Ortiz is fighting, but out of the top 4 or 5 guys, Fury's easily fighting the least desired guy, the least accomplished guy, the guy who has not really even fought outside of his immediate region. You know what I'm saying? And he just keeps holding this lineal champ. So basically, you could just do what you want and just say, hey, I beat Klitschko, though. I'm the lineal champ, though. So you could fight fucking Ernie Reyes Jr. and shit from Surf Ninjas. You know what I mean? You could fuck around and fight Quado from Total Recall. Queen. Get to the reactor. Queen. Open your mind. Open your mind. Like, you fighting Quado, bro. And you're just gonna use the excuse that I'm lineal champion, bro. Come on, man. What else? I'm trying to think of all the stuff he was saying. Oh, he was talking about Eddie Hearn likes me and has a man crush on me. Just a weird interview. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about Eddie Hearn has a man. And he's like, hey, Eddie, like, what are you doing? Like, what is all? See, and for me, like, I don't know. I just felt it was a weird interview. Like, I'm trying to see what's good with the heavyweight division. He's like joking around. And like, the thing is, like, all that like little cutesy shit that Tyson Fury is doing, nobody believes it because people are still upset that you're not fighting Wilder next, right? And you're not even fighting, even though you're not fighting Wilder, you're not even fighting someone that we want to see you fight. Shit, Brian Jennings would have been a better fight. He's at least been in there with some real ones like Klitschko, Luis Ortiz, and Rivas. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, say all that little Eddie's a tit, and he likes me and has a man crush on me. I'm just trying to hear about boxing. Like, I don't really need all the theatrics. So good luck to Top Rank promoting that, because I don't know who's hyped about Tyson and Fury. And see, the thing is crazy. Top Rank and Bob Arum came out and said they want to build Tyson Fury into an American star. How are you going to be an American star putting him in there with a non-American that no one's ever heard of? Nor is it a guy that, it doesn't just have to be an American, but nor is it a guy that American audiences are familiar with, nor is it a guy that I don't think has ever even fought in America. So good luck with that. All these like little, bedroom like interviews and stuff where you're telling jokes and stuff. I think that's going to be over a lot of people's head right now, because people are still like, man, the heavyweight division is not panning out like we expected. He's talking about fighting Wilder in December, but who knows, because Wilder got to get past his dude. You got to get past your dude. Shout out to Brent Weary. I told you we just going to continue to grow. $25 super chat. We getting super chats at 5 a.m. The Vampire Stream. Money around the clock. He said, keep doing your thing, Ego. For the battle of the top 3, no one really wants to see Wilder. No one wants to see Wilder. Fight week, I got Wilder by KO in 6. Ego's Army salute. Yo, give some claps for the $25 super chat. Bright and early. Can we get some claps for my man Brent? He said Wilder knocking out Brazil. He said all Fury had to do was fight Wilder, then sign with ESPN after, and he'd be good. Exactly. But despite what he's willing to admit and say, we all know the reality is that Wilder 12th round did something to him and was probably, at best a reality check that this shit can change. So he took the money and ran. I'm going to collect some of these paychecks in easier fights before I go back into that at the very least. So if he would have to prepare for another potential war or potential moment like that, right? If he were to fight Wilder in a rematch. So you notice, and see, this is the thing. People don't want to ask Tyson Fury the tougher questions. Why aren't you fighting Wilder next? That's it. Because in this interview, he said he doesn't believe in network and promoter beefs and cold wars. This is his words. He said he don't believe in none of that. He said if 2 guys want to fight, then they're going to fight. So why aren't you fighting Deontay Wilder? And you can't even say, just go listen to the interview. He literally said, I don't believe. There was a question, Michelle Joy Phelps asked him a question about, I don't know, Joshua or the WBC, and said, hey, with the Cold War, boom, boom, boom. And he said, I don't believe in any of that. I don't believe in promoter beef and this will stop the fight. He said, if 2 guys want to fight, they'll fight. All right, great. So you were in negotiations, your team with Wilder's team. Why aren't you fighting him? Why are you fighting a much lesser Tom Schwartz? And another reason why these statements aren't good and they're like seeming like damage control is because you're making it like people don't like to be played for a fool. At least I can speak for myself. You're trying to like downgrade Andy Ruiz because he's top 15, but the world knows that Joshua has a more proven fighter on his hand than you do. Everyone knows that Dominic Brazil is more accomplished and storied than your guy. Everyone knows that Oscar Rivas is coming off a good win and has more pro amateur experience than your guy and is more dangerous to Dillian White. So people don't really buy that. It's not just about rankings because some of these rankings don't even make sense. Here's an example. Eddie Hearn himself is complaining that Luke Campbell's ranked 1 and he says Devin Haney's ranked 2, but the WBC decided to not have Devin Haney, the 1 and 2 guy, fight, but instead push for the unification for the vacant belt, Mikey Garcia's old belt. So again, we know the rankings and we don't understand everything that they're doing all the time. Dillian White, he's saying he's the number 1 mandatory, but next week Wilder's fighting the other number 1 mandatory. So you can't try to confuse us with some ranking talk. Oh yeah, this Tom Schwartz guy, you know what I'm saying? People know who's a killer and who's not. People know who's proven and who's not. He can be ranked all he want, but at the end of the day, nobody believes that Tom Schwartz has proven anything to get a shot at the lineal champion. And that's the thing. That's why I say the lineal talk has to stop, because at the end of the day, you don't have predetermined who told you had your mandatory was Tom Schwartz. I don't care if he's ranked. Who told you that you must fight this guy? You don't have those rules. Joshua, he was supposed to fight Kubrat Pulev, then he couldn't, so he had to fight Takam. I get that. Wilder next week is fighting Dominic Brazil. That's his mandatory. Errol Spence had to fight Ocampo. That's his mandatory, right? So we get it. So who's providing your mandatories? Nobody, because this lineal champion is not the same. It's like more of a mythical title than then a sanction. You have this preordained rule set, and you must fight guys and complete and fight this guy within 90 days. So realistically, you're praising yourself as the lineal champion, but you don't really have a champion rule set. And if he does, then tell me, when does he have to fight as mandatory, and who is his mandatory? Because Tom Schwartz is not the rank. He's not the divisions he's ranked. He's not ranked number 1 in those divisions. So how did you pick him? He's ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies, cool, but he's not ranked number 1 in any of them. So how is that your mandatory? You don't have one. And I just don't think these statements were a good look. Then he talked about, like, he don't have to fight Wilder. I mean, the WBC, like, they were like requesting a tournament or something, and they said they want Dillian White to fight in the eliminator versus Tyson Fury. He said no one could tell him what to do because he's the lineal champion, so he don't have to compete in that because he does what he wants and he fights who he wants. So good luck with that. Good luck to Top Rank. Good luck selling the card. Tom Schwartz. Good luck with that, because, you know, people are going to get fed up. You guys could get mad at me, get mad at new media. I don't really care, but it will be proven in time. Like I said, everything goes through new media, and you got to do right by, you know, a big group of fans, and a lot of them are in America, you know. And the reason I'm saying that is because where's Tyson Fury's next fight? In America, you know. And even the UK, like, I don't think the UK can save you, because Tyson Fury said 10,000 plus gypsies traveled to the Wilder fight. Okay. Are those same 10,000 going to book a ticket for a Vegas to go see Tom Schwartz? I doubt it. I doubt that many people would come for a fight like that. Who's going to break their purse books and wallets to come see to see that fight from the UK? Take a 15-hour flight to see that. So, like I said, good luck. You know. And the other downside to Tyson Fury is his style. He has to be in there with someone who's going to go for the gusto. You know, he has to be in there with the right opponent, because if it's a fight like Klitschko, you know, you've seen how the Klitschko fight looked. It was like a career low amount of punches. It was like Robert Easter, Francis Bartholomew, just an ugly style matchup. You know what I'm saying? Even the Derek Chisora fight, the rematch, just an ugly style matchup. You get what I'm saying? So for the heavyweight division, obviously people like, you know, big 6'5" plus guys knocking each other's brains out, knocking each other out. That's not really his bag. You know what I'm saying? So he does have the gift of gab. Like, he can, he's a good showman and salesman with the banter, but that banter is going to only take you so far, because Wilder got banter, but he also got God-gifted power to knock you the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And these companies, I promise you, with new media around, they're going to start seeing. You will start seeing, because American audiences are going to check out. They're going to check out. You can't just feed Americans what you want, you know, starve us from what we're asking for, and then just keep feeding us what you want and expect people to buy in. You know, like Tyson Fury, like I said, the banter and the jokes and, you know, one-liners and stuff, it don't have the same effect now. You could be like, oh, Deontay Wilder is a dosser, and he's a dosser really, and he can't even shine my shoes, and no one believes that. If he can't shine your shoes, why don't you rematch him? You beat him easy. The world knows you beat him. Why don't you rematch? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't even have the same pool. And that's just the reality of it. The way I see it, at least, you don't even have the same pool. Like all that, like it's like Conor McGregor. Same thing. Conor McGregor has the ability to captivate people with his words. You know, who the fuck is that? But after Khabib Nurmagomedov and the Floyd Mayweather fight, you ain't seen Conor come back, because he's kind of doing the proper 12 stuff, and there's only so long people are gonna deal with a trash talker that didn't back it up. You know what I'm saying? Like if Broner says I'm gonna beat Maidana, I'm gonna fuck him up, and then he lose to Maidana, then he say I'm gonna beat Pacquiao, I'm gonna beat Mikey, and then he lose to them. I'm gonna beat Porter, and then he lose to him. You know, if Conor says he's gonna beat Floyd's ass, then he gets knocked out. He say he's gonna beat Khabib's ass, and he has a chicken jaw, and then Khabib taps him out and then hops the fence, hops the cage, and it attacks your people. It's like how long do you think people are gonna buy the tough talk, the trash talk, and the jokes and the one-liners? I'm so mad at LJ. She said, I beat that boy. So that's kind of where it's at with me, at least with Tyson Fury. All the stuff like leading up into the Wilder fight was cool. But then after how it played out and what you decided to do for your career next, it's not believable. You're like, oh, Deontay is not even good enough to be my sparring partner. He's a wanker and he's a dosser. All those that rhetoric and quips and like witty one-liners and shit, nobody believes that anymore. Because there's only so long you can do that without showing people it. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, that's what made Floyd continue to sell, because he would talk his shit, but he would keep showing and proving. He said the lineal champ, a.k.a. common law wife. I'm done. Y'all coming up with these analogies. Yeah, man, you don't have no, that's actually a good one, because it's like that common law wife, that's not the same as actually going to get a marriage certificate and stuff and like literally being married. You know what I'm saying? I like that. That's a good one. Good point, Ego. They start losing credibility real quick. It starts to get old already. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why probably Conor McGregor hasn't returned, because he has to at least put some space in between the trash talk, and hopefully people have time to get over him losing again. You know what I'm saying? But how long are we going to listen to Conor McGregor say, "Oh, you have a chicken jaw, and I'm going to knock you out and stuff," and then it don't happen? Same thing with Tyson Fury. You can't, Joshua sucks and he's a dosser, and Wilder's a dosser, and nobody can match you, and you're the best heavyweight ever. That's cool, but you have to prove that. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, it's not a good look for Tyson Fury to say this. Like, I don't have to listen to what anyone says, the WBC. I don't have to fight Dillian White, try to make it look like Joshua's fighting a lesser opponent than you and Andy Ruiz, and you're fighting a guy no one's ever heard of. I mean, good luck. Like I said, we'll see. And see, I'm starting to see why some of these companies are getting mad at Al Heyman, because some of his, like, I'm not saying anybody's perfect, but his business decisions are looking a lot more strategic. Like, I don't see the motivation between everyone being pissed at Fury because you pulled him out of the negotiations to rematch Wilder and give us clarification, which is what we needed as fans, that closure. And then on top of that, you gave us a boo-boo fight that nobody's checking for, and then you're expecting to sell it in America. You think, see, like, it's funny, because it's, I'm gonna use myself. A lot of people think they could do what I do. They see super chats, they see the views, they see number, and they try it, and they try their hand at it, and it only works out for a certain period of time, because it's not what you think. It's not easy to generate a following. You have to have some charm, some good timing, charisma, some intelligence, learn, trial and error. It takes time. You get what I'm saying? So everyone tells me, well, not everyone, but some people, they critique you and, oh, your channel sucks, but you do it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what happens sometimes with companies. They'll hurry up and buy into something and like take over a movie franchise, and then they'll end up ruining the movie franchise And they thought because the first ones were successful, now that they have their own new director and somebody took over the series, like let's say Spider-Man or some shit, right? So you have the rights to Spider. Let's say Universal has the rights to Spider-Man, and then whoever made the first two, they get a new director. It's not necessarily going to be the same, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a certain formula. That's what I feel Top Rank. They seen that Tyson Fury was viewed and liked in the Wilder fight. You get what I'm saying? The Wilder Fury fight brought Tyson Fury an audience. That combination, that particular promotion. So Top Rank jumped in, offered Tyson Fury a whole bunch of money, but they don't have the full formula because a big part of that wasn't just Tyson Fury only and his story and his mental health, pledge and all that, but it was him combined with Wilder, that meshing of worlds, which made the fight successful and had people talking about it. So Top Rank and ESPN, they're missing game pieces. You ever try to play a board game and somebody didn't put away all the pieces, so you're actually missing pieces, like trying to play Monopoly and the iron is gone and shit. Like, where the fuck's the iron? Where's the Scotty dog? Where's the dice? Because someone didn't put it back. That's what's happening. Top Rank thinks because Tyson Fury was, did cool numbers and the fight was popular, like it's him. It wasn't just him. It was the chemistry between him and Wilder back and forth and the event and the timing, because this was at a time where Joshua wasn't willing to fight Wilder. So it was a combination of multiple things. You can't just intercept and pull Fury out, not have Wilder, not have the same setup, not have the same promotion that Showtime had, not have the same timing, and expect Tyson Fury to be successful in America. Because now you pulled him and people are pissed that he's not fighting Wilder. So your timing, and that created a ripple in the pond. Everything is different now. People weren't pissed that he stood up for UK boxing and he stood up to fight against Wilder at a time AJ didn't. You know what I'm saying? But you pulled him. Now everyone's angry with him because we got robbed of the fight happening on our terms. So we thought. They think Fury is popping. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They think like Fury did this. Like he's a one-man band. Like, El Mariachi, Desperado, Antonio Banderas. But that's not it. That's in my opinion. And I think his next fight is going to prove that. Okay. They're making it like he was just this big American star, like Conor McGregor. But I don't think it was that. I think, like I said, it was a combination of multitudes of things that all played in well. That's why people viewed. That's why, like, Joe Rogan had Tyson Fury because he was fighting Wilder. So let's talk about it. Let's see if Joe Rogan has Tyson Fury on the show again to promote Tom Schwartz fight. You get what I'm saying? Let's see all the cameras and all the people that came out to the media day where he kicked Ellie out and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if they come for the same amounts of crowds and whatnot. Let's see if they come out for the Tom Schwarzenegger shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's what happens when people step in. I think movie franchises is a good That's a good comparison. Al, what's up? That's a good comparison because you have someone who takes over and think they could duplicate the success. I'm curious to see Bad Boys 3 because the first two Bad Boys was directed by Michael Bay, right? So the first two had his creative control and his direction with Will Smith and Martin. Now you still got Will Smith and Martin in Bad Boys 3, but you got a different director. Same thing goes with Creed. I haven't seen Creed 2, but I heard it wasn't as good. Ryan Coogler, that did Black Panther and Fruitville Station from the Bay, yee. He directed the first Creed. Then he recommended the director that he sent, or he recommended someone get the job for Creed 2, but I heard Creed 2 wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think we're talking about with Tyson Fury and Top Rank. They jumped in the mix, you know, and thought like Tyson Fury, he's a showstopper and the mental health issue. People resonate with him, but he's not a star like that by himself. You get what I'm saying? He's not a star like that. Oh, shout out to, that's a very good one. That's perfect. He said it's like How High 2 without meth and red. Exactly. Red and meth. Yeah. You can't just put DC Young Fly and what's his name? Lil Yachty. Yeah. In it, I heard it was horrible. I heard How High 2 was horrible because they did a 420 sneak preview. That's what I'm saying. It's a different chemistry. Sometimes it works. Like, some people like Friday 2 and 3, and like Friday 1. So sometimes, bringing in Mike Epps instead of Chris Tucker, it still worked for the series, but it don't always. Like my man just said with How High, that's a very good one. So that's kind of what I feel it is with Top Rank and ESPN jumping in. They're thinking Tyson Fury is just like the showstopper and he's demanding the crowd. It's not like that. You can't just match him with anybody and put him in America and you think that was the ticket. Because like I said, we'll see. Like we already seen it because I ain't even heard no one talking about the fight in a positive way. Who's positively talking about, I can't wait for Tom Schwartz? And then the other thing is ESPN, they got so much other sports. They need to, they need to start promoting that shit ASAP because we don't even know who the dude is. You think people are just gonna tune in because you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even know who Tom Schwartz is. They're not even promoting. They haven't even started the promotional run yet. And I think they should because it's not looking good. Like I do you know anyone who bought tickets? I know people who went to Canelo Jacobs. I know people who are going to Wilder's fight. I know people at Heard, what's the name? J-Rock. I don't know one person personally, and I know a lot of people in this sport. I don't know anybody that got no tickets to no Tyson Fury, Tom Schwartz at the moment. So that's my perspective on it. So, like I said, we'll see how it plays out. But like I think Tyson Fury's overplaying this whole Lineal champ card. I haven't even heard tickets were on sale for Schwartz Fury. They're on sale. The fight's not that far out. They're on sale. He said, I don't even know what casino it's at. That's what I'm saying, bro. So, we'll see how it does, but I ain't really heard nothing about it. Ego's army be riding. He said, Tony S said, hey, Ego, I bet Tyson Fury won't walk around asking everyone if they've ever heard of a fighter by the name of Tom Schwartz. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. He did that to Deontay Wilder. See, that's them UK games. That nobody believes that, bro. You trying to belittle Wilder and nobody knows him. You asking random motherfuckers, bro. That don't prove nothing. You know. I think it is on ESPN Plus. But yeah, man, I think he's overplaying the lineal champion card because, like I said, you can't. It's not nowadays. It's not easy to fool boxing fans. It's not. It's not going to be that easy. Like you think you can sell this fight just by saying he's ranked in two. You get what I'm saying? Just saying he's ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies. You think people are going to be like, oh, okay, let me just pony up and, get $500 worth of tickets because you said he was ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies? Boxing fans don't do that. Because, bro, I'm telling people that Andy Ruiz is a light, low-key tough fight for Joshua, and some people ain't having it. They're not trying to hear it. I'm not mad at Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz could scrap. I don't think it's a big, huge blockbuster because, again, not everyone knows Andy Ruiz. But, you can't. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to convince the public like that. The fans know what fights they want to see and what they don't. And the thing, that's a good point. Shout out to Bane. He said, imagine if Fury loses to Tom. Damn, it would be over. His momentum would just fold. But here's the thing. That's why making fights like that, it doesn't even make sense to go that low, that direction, especially when you weren't mandated to do it like a mandatory. Like Errol Spence had to fight Ocampo. I'm not mad at that. It was a stay busy fight. He took care of his mandatory. Cool. He can't control that. So in a situation like that, it is what it is. However, this is not that case. And there's more to lose than there is to gain. If you outbox the fuck out of him, people are going to be like, okay, we didn't even know who he was. But if he has let's say he has some good power and he knocks you down, buzzes you, then he that puts him on more than it helps you. Just like Amir Khan getting dropped by Samuel Vargas. That extended his little life more than anything. You beat him on the cards, but they're like, damn, he hurt you at least twice and he put you down. That wasn't a good look for Khan. So, yeah, man. Top Rank, Bob Arum specifically said Top Rank was trying to build his exposure in the U.S. I don't see how fighting a German guy who's never fought in the U.S. versus a British guy in America, I don't really see how that is the exposure fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how that's building his exposure by fighting someone that no one's familiar with in America, really. But anyway, that's my thoughts. I'm out of here. The Vampire Stream. Shout out to Brent Weary for the $25 super chat and everybody else for contributing to the chat. We just working. I'll be back with some more heat. It's a fight day. Jared Hurd versus his mandatories on tonight. Bearchelt, Francisco Vargas. That's a good fight. They're promising to retire each other or some shit. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll be back with more heat. The vampire must sleep. Holla.